Hi, how are you? So, I'm in Cork and I have time and you like stories. So, I thought I would tell you a nice book. See this book that I have? It's called The Snail and the Whale. Now, it might look backwards to you, but we'll read the story, and if you have the book at home, you can join in and have a look at the pictures while I'm reading. Okay, so this is the first page. This is a tale of a tiny snail and a great big grey-blue humpback whale. I've never seen a whale, but I've seen a snail. This is a rock as black as soot, and this is a snail with an itchy foot. The sea snail slithered all over the rock and gazed at the sea and the ships in the dock. And as she gazed, she sniffed and sighed. Oh, the sea is deep and the world is wide. How I long to sail, said the tiny snail. Look at that. See all the birds in the sky, the seagulls, and the boats and the ships. Of course the snail wanted to sail. And here we are. These are the other snails in the flock, who all stuck tight to the smooth black rock, and said to the snail with the itchy foot, "Be quiet, don't wriggle, sit still, stay put." But the tiny sea snail sighed and sniffed, then cried, "I've got it! I'll hitch a lift." This is the trail of the tiny snail, a silvery trail that looped and curled and said, "Lift wanted around the world." Oh, look at the whale. This is the whale who came one night when the tide was high and the stars were bright. A humpback whale, immensely long, who sang to the snail a wonderful song of shimmering ice and coral caves and shooting stars and enormous waves. And this is the tale of the humpback whale. He held it out of the starlit sea and said to the snail, "Come sail with me. What an adventure." This is the sea, so wild and free, that carried the whale and the snail on its tail to towering icebergs in far-off lands, with fiery mountains and golden sands. Oh my gosh, that's a monkey up a tree. See that? These are the waves that arched and crashed, that foamed and frolicked and splayed and splashed. The tiny snail on the tail of a whale. See the tiny snail? He's there hanging onto the tail for all his worth. These are the caves beneath the waves, where stripy fish with feathery fins and sharks with hideous toothy grins swam around the whale with the snail on his tail. That snail is hanging on. This is the sky. Oh, look at the sky. So vast and high, sometimes sunny and blue and warm, sometimes filled with a thunderstorm, with zigzag lightning flashing and frightening. The tiny snail on the tail of a whale, still there. Look at all that lightning and wild sea. Very exciting. Look at that. See that? Is that a bear? We'll see. And she gazed at the sea, the sky, the land, the waves and the caves and the golden sand. She gazed and gazed, amazed by it all. And she said to the whale, "I feel so small." She was very tiny. Anyway, then came the day. The whale lost his way. Poor whale. These are the speedboats, running a race, zigging and zooming all over the place, upsetting the whale with their ear-splitting roar, making him swim too close to the shore. Look! This is the tide slipping away. And this is the whale lying beached in a bay. See? He's out of the water and he's up on the sand. "Quick, off the sand, back to sea," cried the snail. I can't move on land, I'm too big, moaned the whale. The snail felt helpless and terribly small. Then, I've got it, she cried, and she started to crawl. I must not fail, said the tiny snail. This is the bell on the school in the bay, bringing the children in from their play. This is the teacher, see the teacher, holding her chalk, telling the class, sit straight, don't talk. This is the board, as black as soot, and this is the snail with the itchy foot. A snail, a snail, the teacher turns pale. Look, say the children, it's leaving a trail. This is the trail of the tiny snail, a silvery trail saying, save the whale, save the whale, save the whale, save the whale. Oh, these are the children. They're, see them, running from school, fetching the fireman, digging a pool, squirting and spraying to keep the whale cool. Oh wow, that's fantastic. They're helping the whale. This is the tide coming into the bay, and these are the villagers shouting, hooray! Hooray! And the whale and the snail travel safely away. Look at that. The whale's back in the water. Oh, do you see a snail? Is the snail there? Oh, there it is. I see the snail. Back to the dock and the flock on the rock, who said, how time's flown, and haven't you grown? And the whale and the snail told their wonderful tale of shimmering ice and coral caves and shooting stars and enormous waves, and of how the snail, so small and frail, with her looping, curling, silvery trail, saved the life of the humpback whale. Then the humpback whale held out his tail, and on crawled snail after snail after snail. Look at them all. They're all climbing onto the whale. How exciting! And they sang to the sea as they all set sail on the tail of the grey blue humpback whale. And that's the end of the book. Isn't it beautiful? Well, if you have that book at home, you can read along with me or just look at the pictures. Bye-bye. See you soon.